Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Gurudeva Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Chinmayam Vyapiyat Sarvam Trailokyam Sacharacharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Have you seen my specs anywhere? Oh, it's here. Oh, thank you. In the same way in our life, something that we need so desperately, so urgently, not only in this life, but life after life, we go on searching for it. There is a quest in each one of us that drives us into action, that drives us from birth to birth, finding something. It is not that we don't know, because there is a search, a quest, a thirst in each one of us. And we keep searching for it in different births, in different places, in different times, now even in different zones, even virtual. I'm sure you've heard about metaverse. Any one of you started investing? I think brahmacharis should. Yeah? Their metaverse field, the metaverse center. We are searching for something. Very often we do not even know what we are searching, but everybody is searching. Some people also found something, but not what I was looking for. And whether you searched or I went on searching everywhere, I may even go back, retract my step back to my room, check everywhere if it's fallen, check every pocket in case they mistakenly picked it up. Mistakenly picked it up means pocketed it. And even if I searched everywhere, something which is already with me, on me, in me, which I cannot see, and therefore I go on searching everywhere for it. Will I find it? Until someone tells me that what you are searching is already with you. And I'll say, where? In the very same way, we all are searching for something. Some inquire and find out that we have something in common, whatever background, whatever age, whatever race, whatever species we may be. That we are all searching for happiness. Some search it in situations, some in certain things, some in different places. Even if I went on pilgrimage, and until and unless I recognize that it is already with me, and if I'm looking for it everywhere, my eyes cannot see what is lying beyond my eyes. And until and unless somebody tells me, now in this case also, if I can't see it, I can at least touch it. But something that I cannot see, touch, etc., which is lying with me, like the thief also who goes on searching everywhere for the wealth that he sees that a rich man has, but who has cleverly hidden it under his pillow, the thief's pillow. We are all searching for happiness, but we search for it in temporary pleasures. We are all seeking for everlasting peace. And to get that peace, we struggle, and with every struggle, we lose our peace. And this quest goes on endlessly till it is revealed to us that what I am searching for is beyond my sight because it is with me. That means of knowledge which reveals to us that truth, that essence of life, that source of all happiness is called as Vedanta. What is Vedanta? The traditional scriptures point out to us Vedanta is Brahma Vidya. It is the knowledge of the infinite. Brahma means infinite. And only that which is infinite can be the source of this entire vast, endless universe. And only that which is infinite can give us complete, everlasting fulfillment. In Sanskrit, infinite, the Sanskrit word for infinite is Brahman. That infinite is called as Brahman, and only in the infinite can there be total, everlasting satisfaction, which we call as fulfillment or happiness. And therefore, people have searched for this something in places of pilgrimages. And yet, in the words of the saints and sages, I searched Mathura, I searched Kashi, I searched Makkah, I searched Bethlehem, but I did not find anywhere. Now, suppose I go with the glasses on my eyes, searching for my glasses everywhere in the religious places, sacred places, and my glasses in a spectacle shop also. Will I find it? But the fact that I can see, if I have at this moment low vision, the fact that I can see, the glasses are with me. But something that which is already with me, just like each spouse thinks, they're taken for granted. They go for searching. People go for searching, for love. You all come from loving families and yet you go for searching love outside. You can go for searching for a different relationship. I didn't find the love of my life, which means you didn't find a spouse, you didn't find a partner. Because we take what we have already for granted. And it is because of that ignorance, what is with us is not recognized. And the fact that we've been searching for it for lifetimes, and even if we don't know from lifetimes, in this life, in everything we searched for it, we got momentarily some joy, but we continue to do the same endeavor, the same work, the same search, in the same manner, in the same things, appearing as different. If we continue to do what we were doing, we'll continue to get what we were getting. So that which reveals to us the infinite, that knowingly or unknowingly we all are seeking. And infinite is that which is unconditioned by time, space, and objects. The infinite, people say, but what do you mean by infinite? That which is unlimited. And in this universe, Einstein pointed out that everything is limited by time and space. But our rishis went a step forward to say that everything is limited by another object also. So that which is limited by object is limited in space. That which is limited in space is also limited in time. That which is limited in time is limited in space. What is limited in space has to give some other object space. So that which is present at all times, present everywhere, and present in everything and every object, because if it is not in everything, every object, every person, every creature, every atom, then it is limited. Then people search in certain concepts, philosophies, etc., and imagine there to be a God somewhere in time or in space. But any God in heaven is also limited in space, limited by the world. So the knowledge of that which is present here and now, present in each and every being. No? Don't think that you are an exception. No? I really think Brahman cannot be in me. Infinite is there, but not in me. Or at least not in the person who's sharing the room with me. Yeah. How can Brahman be in this dirty, filthy baggage? Why do we think like this? Because we do not know who or what Brahman is. Thus, people make concept about God. There must be a supreme being very different from us. And we are given a promise that, if you please him, then he will give you place in his heaven. Thus, there are so many concepts in religion, in people's minds, or even a completely materialistic person thinks that they will go on creating a tower higher and higher and higher and higher, never reaching the limit of the sky. And as high as we go, another towering building can grow beside you higher. All these aspects of life, if we see, we are constantly competing, struggling, trying to acquire more and more and more of finite things, hoping for more and more happiness, more and more peace, but having more and more, we seem to have less and less. Less of happiness, less of peace, less of love, less of cooperation. And they were frustrated with everything. We reject everything in this world. But there's one thing we cannot reject, can we? You can reject a spouse, you can reject your parents today, and keep, reject your children also today if you want to. But there's one person you can never discard, reject, and that is yourself. Therefore, Brahma Vidya means knowledge of the self, which is infinite, and the self of all. The essence of all. And being the very self, we take it for granted, and because of our ignorance, false expectations, we are constantly searching for that happiness. And as much as we study Vedanta also, that we already heard. Remember, Swamiji, 41 years ago, you were sitting there with us, and Gurudev was blasting away in his roaring voice that what you seek is you. But Swamiji, I came for this camp, I want peace of mind. Achha. Until and unless we realize that what we are seeking is infinite, and the infinite cannot be gained in parts, the infinite cannot be gained in some time, space, that happiness cannot be gained from any finite, limited objects. Then what, we stop living life? I know, already that question is coming in some minds. I can see it from the face. Whatever we live in life, whatever we experience in life, as long as we expect to get happiness in an object, in a relationship, in a situation, we can never get total fulfillment, neither can it be permanent. And when our expectations are not fulfilled, disappointment is natural. Therefore, Vedanta, which is Brahma Vidya, first and foremost makes us aware that no amount of impermanent, finite objects can give us permanent and complete happiness. The day we understand this, then clearly we can say that a person has grown to become a human being a viveki. One who has vivek, one who has discrimination. We think that, we can just study some books, get some degrees, even debate, argue, very intellectual. But the sign that we have got viveka, discrimination, to recognize that no impermanent objects can give us permanent happiness. And the wisdom of that means that vivek must lead us to vairagya. I remember when we just joined the course and we were doing in Tattva Bodh, that some of you know, one of the introductory books by Shankaracharya. And we were made to memorize these, definitions. What is viveka? Viveka kaha? See, immediately, nitya, anitya, vastu, vivekaha. Yeah, definition we know. But discrimination we know or not? What is viveka? We know the definition of it. But if I know that every object, every situation in this world is temporary, I don't go on changing the world because I can't. I accept the world for it and stop expecting, hoping, or seeking permanent, everlasting happiness, love, peace in the world. That is called as vairagya. Vairagya is not giving up nor not giving up. It is not expecting what I am seeking from objects which are finite, limited, impermanent, something which is infinite and which is permanent. Therefore, these two qualities, viveka and vairagya. And with that, the mind, which is now no longer seeking or expecting and getting disappointed, that mind becomes calm and peaceful. Such a rich mind is fit for Vedanta, the knowledge of Vedanta. Because there, then the quest begins that it is not that the world outside is giving me sorrows, but I want to be free to be happy. Don't say moksha is like when you die somewhere, you go and then you float around freely like Superman. We have all these connotations. I don't study, even we study Vedanta. Moksha means free to be happy. Our happiness is limited, conditioned with a lot of ifs and buts. And therefore, we understand the importance that it is only through the infinite there can be infinite happiness. An infinite where there is no limitation, no conditioning of time, space, objects, and in our mind, no ifs and buts. If everything is fine in my life, Children are all obedient. Yeah. There's enough wealth. Husband does the dishes these days. Yeah. 4, 5 servants. You think they're still happy? There'll always be something lacking. And until and unless this vivek and its consequent vairagya happens, we have not used our human intellect and recognized that by any finite thing, infinite happiness cannot be gained. Such a person then becomes a mumukshu. Yeah? Everybody desires freedom. Children desire freedom from their parents as teenagers. Yeah? People want freedom from their spouses. We want freedom from the politicians. The politicians want the freedom to elect themselves without your votes. So we all are seeking freedom, but one who recognizes one's own sense of limitation. And the moment you really realize your limitations, nothing else will matter. I'll give you an example. You say, when I was conducting, our regular classes in Hong Kong, satsangs in Hong Kong, and we start on time, we end on time. 5 minutes here, there, but nothing more than that. So we start on time, we end on time. So people had quite got used to that discipline, which very often would be only seen in Chinmaya mission. But people had got it. It had just become a trend. And we used to run classes when, in a way, say the housewives or the men, if they came in the evening, would also be able to go back to their family in time to perform their duties. And like that, some years had passed. Everybody is listening to Vedanta. But it happens that, when a speaker from outside comes, everybody gets a little bit more, something new. Because this I've heard, this already I know. So do I really know? This I already know. So maybe a new joke or a new example. Because funny thing is, we want to know something, but when we go and hear something new that we don't already know, we don't like it. That Mahatma also spoke, what I've been telling my wife, no, and she never listens to me. Very often we just go to confirm our knowledge. And yet we are looking out for something new. See the irony and dichotomy of our mind. We get upset that when we are told to come on time and we have to leave our chai and then come running on time. Oh, so what, 2 minutes late. But here it so happened, this was quite, at that time, very popular. So naturally, everybody was there. And he himself had invited me to come to his talk. And many people had, gone the whole town. Everybody who attend our classes also were there. Everybody was there. Went there. They had heard that he's a very good speaker, very popular, become very popular on, that time TV, today social media. The hall was packed. Everybody was waiting to hear. They also had given the time, because our time is, well planned time, called as, prime time. 7 to 8:30 in the evening. Everybody was gathered there on time because they would not get place. Such enthusiasm with which they have come. 7 o'clock, 7:15, 7:30, 7:45, 8, 8:05, 8:10. Now you might be saying that, why am I trying to just go, no, 8:30 also. But when you wait for someone, how time goes, you have to experience it. You have to experience vairagya. You have to experience mumukshatvam. So can you say now, come on, get going with it. I know, I understand. He was late. Free me from this torture of, 8:15. 8:15, 30 seconds. 35 seconds. Now people are getting restless. Every minute is an eon. No? And suddenly there was panic, because the person has come, the doors opened, damn them. There was such a sigh of relief, and he walked in, with his flowing gown, and he came inside and he sat there and started off and was very inspiring. Very well spoken, very inspiring, very nice, Now, when you give satsangs, even listening to satsang, it feels very good. So I was enjoying myself. I have which wife to go and deal with or which children to go and deal. And, all my washing was already done by me. So, I had nothing else. Yeah. Food so late, I'm not going to eat, I'm not going to get also. It doesn't matter. I was not restless. I was sitting there. The talk went from, because he started at 8:15. The slot was 1.5 hours. It went up to 9:45. By now, people were getting restless. People have to get home. People have not eaten dinner. Their children have not eaten, etc. They are getting restless. It went on till 10 o'clock. It went on till 10:15. You will also ask me, how long are you going to go on? Yeah. Till you experience. Yeah. They went on till 10:15. Now everybody is like looking at me, and all these ladies, who would come regularly for the classes, that if they have 5 minutes more, they would hang around the ashram and say, come on, go, before, children come and all that. They're like looking at me like, you get up and you. What do we do? Finally, one elderly woman who was sitting on the chair, she was old. She probably could not even hear what he was saying. Now, can you imagine? You wait for almost 3 hours, 4 hours, not understanding anything, just to have Mahatma's darshan. Now, to have that Mahatma's darshan, it's not like, Krishna's darshan, you can go on for eternity looking. No. Darshan means vision. That Amma got up, an elderly woman, poor thing, with her stick, she got up to go. He said, hey, Mai, baith ja. They have a crude method of, oh, mother, sit down. Yeah. So she said, maybe her son or somebody must be waiting down the traffic. Said, no. And everybody was enjoying the discourse. It was not that they were not enjoying. He was a very good speaker, very lively. Depth was also there. Everything was there. People were enjoying. Some were restless. Others, chalta, they must have. He said, listen, when I was in Dubai, my session went up till 12:30 and I'd locked the doors. Don't worry, I'm not going to do that. Sidbari's doors are open. You can leave, but you will not want to leave. I remember telling, when we were here and Guruji was the Acharya here. After 2 months of the camp, Viveka Chudamani Gurudev was doing. 2 months. And none of us wanted to leave. And we went up, we can't go to Gurudev. Gurudev, please, we know his itinerary set 2 years in advance. He's going to leave. We cannot extend even one day. But hope. What stops us from hoping? No? Akanksha. How do we stop ourselves from hoping? Tell me. So we went up, we try everything. So we went up to Guruji and told him that, can you persuade Gurudev to extend the camp? So his first expression, first of all, you people don't come here. I want a separate bathroom. I want, two to a room, and I want only sakets, and I don't want to, I'm not going to go and stay with anybody else, blah, 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 blah. And now that you've come here, and we were 7 in a room, I had to go into the servants' toilets. Many camps have had that. And we're still going, please extend, please extend. Why? Because we are happy here. Please extend, please extend, please extend, please extend. But if Gurudev said, okay, now you are not going, you all becoming Swamis, Brahmacharis here. That's why when he gave us orange robes, he said, returnable sannyas. Because already some of your family members are quite worried. Going to Babaji's ashram. What if no return? Yad gatva na nivartante. Now that they knew that they could not go from there, even though they were before that enjoying the discourse, the fact that they cannot go out at their will, after that, nobody was listening. They were getting upset. They were getting angry, even if he was getting this thing, because he had the door locked. And they're looking at me like, you do something about it. I was supposed to be their savior. Why will I get up and tell him, hey, listen, they're used to discipline. They are leaving. I am leaving. None of them had the guts to get up and leave. They were waiting for someone to break the door, to let them out, to save them. The moment we realize that our sorrows is due to our own self-imposed ignorance and limitations, then that desire to free myself at any cost, because I don't have a choice but then to be miserable. We want freedom from our misery, but we hold on to everything that gives us misery. I'm sure you have done this as a child. In this hot weather, when you get a cube of ice in your hand, and especially if you can put it on your neck, it feels so good. But hold on that cube for some time. That very refreshing ice cube starts burning your hand. But because it gave you that first minute of pleasure, you say, my hand is burning. Mother is standing from there. Drop the ice. No. My burning should stop, but the ice I will not give up. My burning should stop, but the ice I will not give up. How will the burning stop if the ice is not given up? How will I be free if my limitations are not given up? How can I be happy if the very cause of my sorrow, my expectations, are not given up? One who realizes that these are my limiting forces and I want to be free from it, such a person becomes a mumukshu. And realizing that what I am seeking is not in the finite, limited world, becomes a seeker, and in his seeking pursues all those means which may be popular in the world, which he may have heard from, various practices he may have heard of, or she may have heard of, and pursues that. Till that person realizes that what I am seeking is not in the world that is perceived by me with my limited equipments, the limited world. Such a person then becomes the seeker of knowledge. And when we want knowledge, we can only get it from those who know. Whether it's a physics teacher, whether it's a chemistry teacher. If I want knowledge of physics, I go to a physics teacher. If I want the knowledge of chemistry, I go to a chemistry teacher. If I want to know how to cook, I just don't go to someone who can cook well, but who can also teach well. And such a person approaches a teacher to know. And as far as the infinite is concerned, which is here, now, present, at all times, at all places, at the moment sounds to be not inspiring. If it is present here and now, and I still do not see it, either I don't have the equipments to see it, or I don't know what it is, even if I am seeing it. And that truth being the essence of everything, which is my own self. And I think myself to be a beggar of happiness in the world when I am the source of happiness from whom others are seeking happiness. Just as you are seeking happiness from others. Which means I do not know who I am. And therefore, Brahma Vidya is the knowledge of myself. But at this moment, I see myself as a very limited creature, born, dying, etc. And there's no way I can recognize myself right now to be what the scriptures are saying, what Vedanta is saying, that you are infinite. This unique knowledge of the self, which never becomes an object. Remember, if I am seeing through my glasses, the glasses I cannot find outside. Therefore, it is a unique knowledge. If it was an object to be found in time, space, another dimension, we will have to do something to reach there or get it. But something which is here and now, all I have to know it. So the gain of an already gained thing is only through knowledge, and its loss is only through ignorance. Therefore, it is called as Brahma Vidya. Vidya means knowledge, and here knowledge is not information, but that knowledge by which I recognize Brahman and figuratively gain it. This Brahma Vidya is Vedanta. And the word Vedanta, Anta, literally translated end. But remember, there is no end of the infinite. Yeah. Therefore, Brahma Vidya, Vedanta, does not mean the end of knowledge, because Veda means knowledge. Vedanta, Anta, literally translated as end. But rather, you have to understand that when you climb a mountain, the peak is the end. Therefore, Vedanta means the acme of knowledge, the highest knowledge, by which you gain the highest gain. That is the infinite. So, Vedanta is not the end of the Veda, because literally also, Upanishads are not found in the section like, okay, this is mantra section, this is Brahmana section, yeah, this is Aranyaka, and this is Upanishads or Vedanta. Now you see how cleverly I have given you an information that some of you know and some of you don't have. In our present system of mindset, end means it must come at the end of the book, because the best is kept for the last. Last but not the least. It's kept for the last. That's how we think. But here, acme means the peak of knowledge. And the means of this knowledge is not our sense perception, because with my eyes, I can't find my spectacles which are on my eyes. Without shifting my sight. Yeah? So this is called as the very acme, the final end of our pursuit. Not literally the end of the Vedas, because Upanishads are found in the mantra section of the Vedas. It is found also in the Brahmanas. And for those who have studied Upanishads, there are Upanishads in different sections of it, and different sections have got all of them. So, I'm not going to go into a proper, break off of the Veda, but Veda is that knowledge which is not a concept of the human mind. And therefore, the theme of the Veda is not what we can easily understand with our equipments. Therefore, the theme of the Veda is dharma, and dharma's translation is so vast. But to understand all the laws of nature and its application, it is not a human mind's creation, because the world was not created by one human mind. Therefore, the Vedas are called as revealed knowledge. know that Newton discovered in modern times gravity. It was known to the rishis long before. Knowledge gets revealed when our equipments, are tuned up in such a way. And these rishis means seers. Seers, not that they saw something with their eyes. When you say seeing is believing, to whom this knowledge was revealed. And they passed it on, and that's the Guru Parampara through which it is passed. So dharma, that way of living in such a way by which you become fit and have that intelligence by which you come to gain this Brahma Vidya. Therefore, the Vedas reveal the method of your development, whether it is revealing the mysteries of the universe in the mantra sections, in the glorification of the cosmic forces, the powers, and how they can be invoked not only to fulfill your desires, but to make your equipments divine and fit for this knowledge. Both this. Therefore, the mantra sections reveals to us the mystery, the power, which is just one drop. Whole universe is just a drop in the infinite ocean of truth. So to bring that infinite knowledge to our equipments is the bulk of the Vedas through revealing to us the mighty forces of nature. It's when the people came to India and translated into different books, they said, oh, many gods, devatas. Then methods, which they brushed off as rituals, but methods by which we can invoke these cosmic forces in the totality and harmony of our human endeavor to fulfill not only our needs and desires of the world, not only myself, but of others. And in the process, create a harmonious society where my self-development through focus, concentration, devotion, which is called as upasana, takes place. And it is through such a living that our intellect develops. The Viveka Shakti develops. That wisdom comes that by no amount of finite things, infinite can be gained. And until and unless that Vivek comes, Vairagya is not just giving up of things and feeling miserable. You know what? I'll have to lose my pleasures also. That all these pleasures become insignificant in front of the goal for which I am aspiring for. Such a person is the seeker of Brahma Vidya. like all of you. But now and then, this attack comes in. But, and this but will not go till I realize it. So I better realize it while I'm here, so that I don't return back with a but. That is Brahma Vidya. And Vedanta is Brahma Vidya, which is found in the Upanishads. And Upa means near, Ni means with humility, not literally below, but with humility, Shat, where you come with such sincerity, ever ready to serve with humility, attuning your mind to the Guru, the teacher, and sit firmly with Shraddha till you realize the truth. That is called as Upanishad. So Upanishad is Vedanta. Vedanta is Brahma Vidya, which is the part of the Vedas and the goal of the Veda. Yes, so I've given you a whole picture. Some of you know it, some of you it might be new. But this is what the whole picture is, what Upanishad is. So, tomorrow we will start this Upanishad, which is called as Kena Upanishad, and together Kenopanishad. And this was the first Upanishad that Gurudev took when he came down from the Himalayas, and he started this Gyan Ganga, this flow of the Ganga of knowledge. And I thought that after the pandemic, when we are restarting at Gurudev's abode in Siddhabadi, why not restart with that text, that Upanishad that Gurudev took, and from where this ocean of the mission got flooded with. So that's why we are taking this Upanishad. We're very, very unique. Each Upanishad is unique in its own way, but reveals the same eternal truth. And we shall reveal to it how to understand, because it is not a definition. It's a methodology of contemplation. And therefore, now that you are here in this camp, as Gurudev would say, avoid any mundane. Now it's hot, whether it is cold, or the food is saltless, or the food is salty, or the food is this, or not every day they are giving us bangan only, or every day dal at night. Now it will get gassed out. Eat less. Let none of these mundane things matter. No? It's going to be hot. Titiksha, one of the qualities that is required. No? It might rain also. So all these, don't talk about, forget. Yeah. Children are there, spouse is there, children are not listening, business is not doing well, doesn't matter. Just listen, discuss, reflect, contemplate, meditate. And don't think it cannot happen here and now. The notion that, oh my God, I'm not even fit for it, and this is going to happen after a long time, but it's a good start. The start here is the finish. And you sit. Now I have to gain it. That should be your conviction. Nothing else should distract my mind. That is Upanishad. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadha Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.